Indy's only 24/7 local live streaming news option. This is WRTV News at 7, streaming now.
Hello, I'm WRTV's Nicole Griffin, and these are your latest headlines. We are waiting for more information on an officer-involved shooting on the north side. This happened around 10:30 Wednesday night near 86th Street and Harcourt Road on the city's north side. Metro Police say they were tracking a suspect in connection to shots being fired into a home and vehicle earlier this month. An officer with the Violent Crimes Task Force tried to stop the woman on Silverleaf Drive. The woman, who police say was carrying a weapon, was shot by an officer. She was taken to the hospital and is listed as stable. Metro Police say the officer firing the shots was wearing a body camera. The officer is now on administrative leave. The city's Use of Force Board will also investigate. Changes are coming to the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, or SNAP, and they could affect how much you receive in assistance. The program allows Hoosiers the opportunity to purchase healthier food and move towards self-sufficiency. First, a 15% increase in SNAP benefits provided by the American Rescue Plan is scheduled to end at midnight Thursday. Then in October, benefits will increase due to a reevaluation of the Thrifty Food Plan. The Indiana Family and Social Services Administration says SNAP members might see a slight increase in the benefits they receive. And we now know the source of an unknown substance found in the waters at Indiana Dunes National Park. All beaches in the area were closed after an orange plume was discharged into the Burns waterway. That's about 30 miles east of Chicago. U.S. Steel says elevated levels of iron from its factory in Portage, Indiana, caused the discharge. It is still not clear if the discharge posed a threat to public health, the environment, or wildlife. The beaches are now reopened to the public. Kevin.
Time to turn the page on the calendar, and hello, October. It will be a dry and mild start to the new month. Your Friday afternoon temperature around 80. Just as the weekend arrives, temperatures will go down and our rain chances come up. It won't be a washout. Sunday will be the most likely time for rain. Temperatures in the morning hours Friday in the middle to upper 50s. Quite comfortable. Afternoon temperature reaches 81 with a light wind. Nicole?
Kevin, thank you. Stay on top of the very latest news anytime by downloading the WRTV mobile app, and we are also available 24/7 across all popular streaming devices, including Roku, Amazon Fire TV, Apple TV, and Android TV.
As a gun detective for the Violent Crime Task Force, we investigate the shots fired.
There's a VRT, which is the Violent Reduction Team, and then there's a VCTF, which is the Violent Crimes Task Force. Each district has both teams. The VRT unit is a uniform presence. The Violent Crimes Task Force is more of detectives.
We end up getting the shots fired runs where somebody has fired shots at either somebody's house, somebody's car. We go out and investigate those. We'll canvass the area, try to find shell casings. Normally the street officers, the guys that respond there, will find the casings before we get there. Once we get there, we'll just try to obtain any other evidence, whether that be video, witnesses, see if there's any victims, any other victims that anybody missed, any other houses that may have been struck or vehicles that may have been struck. Try to get everything on scene put together. Then we'll head back to our office and we'll try to put together the evidence that we have found. We treat every single shots fired as if somebody was hit, and we will we'll follow that investigation all the way through until the end, until we can make an arrest on it. But yeah, it's just bringing a different mindset and being able to focus on one particular thing and hone our skills within the doing these shots fired to make it better day by day.
We've noticed that there aren't as many shots fired. And I think that's mainly because we're focusing on working these cases so quickly to prevent retaliation. And so I think that has something to do with the shots fired going down on North District specifically.
I believe this is a good change for the city of Indianapolis. I don't think there's been enough emphasis put on shots fired. Because if you think about it, every person that's shot, every homicide begins with a shots fired. So putting the emphasis on the shots fired and trying to stop it before it happens, I think is key to being able to bring the numbers down of homicides or ag assaults that happen around the city.
22-year-old Gabby Petito's disappearance and the search for her took the social media world by storm. But it especially impacted the van life community. Those are people who live out of their vehicles traveling across the country while making a living. Sydney Furbrash is one of them. She has lived in her van for 4 years, working remote jobs, and now posting about her adventures on social media is her full-time job. Sydney says the tragic ending of Petito's life has made her think about her lifestyle.
A lot of people right now are kind of pointing fingers to the van life community saying, you know, see, we knew it wasn't safe. We told you guys it wasn't safe. And a lot of people always said I was at the most risk because I was by myself as a woman. And I've thought a lot about that since this whole thing with Gabby, this tragedy. And I've just thought a lot about the fact that she would have been safer had she been a solo female.
Furbrash says she is now working on resources to give out within the van life community on getting out of an abusive relationship if someone is in one. Indianapolis Public Schools wants your input to help shape the future of its schools. The district's Board of Commissioners hosted several community conversations this week. School Board President Evan Hawkins says officials are already getting good feedback.
I think one of the leading conversations or trends that we're seeing is that families want to see schools that are high quality, high demand across all geographic locations. So it doesn't matter what zip code, they want an excellent school in their community. Also, the pandemic has been brutal, you know, from lost learning opportunities to trauma to economic hardships. Those are real, and families are bringing those concerns, those challenges to this conversation as we think about going forward. And what services, what supports, what do students' needs and families need as we think about the future of IPS?
Several more IPS community conversations will be held through Monday. For dates, times, locations, and to register, just go to myips.org.
Live streaming 24/7. This is WRTV News at 7. Streaming now.
An Indianapolis legend is back in his hometown, and he's putting a local landmark in the national spotlight. Comedian Mike Epps will soon be shooting a new stand-up special for Netflix, and he's doing it on the stage of the historic Madam C.J. Walker Legacy Center. Epps is already a Netflix regular. His sitcom The Upshaws is returning for a second season. The show is based in Indiana and features Kim Fields and Wanda Sykes. As for his stand-up shows, Epps told our Rafael Sanchez performing on Indiana Avenue is a dream come true.
I remember back in the day coming to a couple of shows here, and I was always, you know, I've always been interested in this building and this legacy, man, because it's a landmark, man. You can feel it, you know, driving down the street, standing outside, walking, and I thought I'd never perform here, man.
Mike Epps' show will be recorded in November. 2 shows are sold out, but you still have a chance to see it live. Epps has added a 3rd performance. Tickets are available through Ticketmaster.
Indy's only 24/7 local live streaming news option. This is WRTV News at 7. Streaming now.
Are you ready for October? Here it comes. A dry start to the month. Of course, we had a warm finish to our already warm September. Dry and around 80 tomorrow. Notice our rain chances then reappear as we go to the weekend. The most likely time appears Sunday afternoon into Sunday night. and a thunderstorm not out of the question there. Rainfall potential, in most cases, ½ an inch of rain, but we should all get some rain through this from, say, 7 a.m. Saturday to Sunday night. Again, there will be lots of dry hours, especially for the first half of the weekend. This is the way it plays out. We cool off. But even when temperatures cool back down, we've been so much above average that by the time we get back to the low 70s, it'll feel a lot different. But that's where it should be this time of year. 74 with the rain around as we get to Sunday. The average high to start October is 72. The average high by the end of October will work its way into the 50s. As far as snow in October, we've had 9 inches on October 18th, 1989. That's the most snow so early in the year. Many of you probably remember that. There are your temperatures through Friday afternoon. Again, warmest temperatures within the 7-day forecast. And speaking of the 7-day forecast, we have our rain chances over the weekend, greatest on Sunday, but we hold on to shower potential and cooler temperatures through early next week.
Many people are opting to do their shopping online rather than in-store as the pandemic continues. The Better Business Bureau is seeing an uptick in complaints about scammers posing as Amazon. WRTV Investigates spoke with a Shelbyville woman who explains what happened to her family. Our Kara Kenny shares that woman's story and how you can make sure the same thing does not happen to you.
We all love getting packages in the mail, and many of us have accounts with Amazon. Scammers know this, and that's why they're posing as the business and trying to get your hard-earned money and your personal information. Teola Hornaday was hanging with her 74-year-old mother, Katrina, in Shelbyville when her mom's phone rang. It appeared to be Amazon, telling Katrina her account had been used to purchase $100 in iPhones.
And I told her, I said, get off the phone, get off the phone. So she got off the phone and I said, give me the phone number.
Teola was skeptical. First of all, iPhones cost a lot more than $100.
I called them back and I acted very distraught and said, you know, somebody's called me and said the same thing to me about the $100 phone and this. And they got off the line for a second and they said, yes, I did call you. And I said, well, no, you didn't. You called my mother and this is a scam. And they said, yes, it is a scam.
Did your mom lose any money? Did you lose any money?
No, she did not lose any money because I happened to be there that day.
Teola says she got a similar phone call, a computerized robocall claiming to be Amazon.
It's very easy to be scammed.
The Better Business Bureau says they're seeing an uptick in online shopping scams, especially where the scammer poses as Amazon. It could be a phone call, text, or an email that looks just like it came from Amazon.
And what they're trying to do is get information from you about the account, maybe get your credit card number, those types of things. So it's a way of trying to make you think that something's wrong with your Amazon account and you want to get it fixed.
WRTV Investigates reached out to Amazon, who told us if there is actually a problem with your account, you'll receive an email notification. However, it won't have a direct link and instead will tell you to log into your account from a new browser. If our automated systems detect a possible security issue, the account will be flagged and an automatic email is sent alerting the customer as well. Amazon does make some outbound calls to customers. However, the company will never ask you to disclose or verify personal information or offer you a refund you don't expect.
If you just get an unsolicited phone call, email, be very suspicious of that. You know, that's typically not how these things are going to happen.
You can report suspicious calls or emails from people impersonating Amazon employees to stop-spoofing@amazon.com, as well as the Indiana Attorney General's office and the Better Business Bureau.
Why speak out? Why contact the Better Business Bureau?
Because it was my mom. That's why. Had it happened to me, I would have known not to do it. But she would have probably worried and gave him the information had I not been there. But luckily I was there that day.
Teola's mom, Katrina, died a few months after getting that scam Amazon phone call. Teola finds it disturbing. People are trying to take advantage of senior citizens, and she wants to use her mom's story to save others from falling for this scam.
I feel better about it now, because people do need to know, but yeah, it kind of sucks.
When in doubt, hang up, look up the number for Amazon and contact the company directly. Working for you, Kara Kenny, WRTV. Amazon released the following statement, quote, any customer that receives a questionable email, call, or text from a person impersonating an Amazon employee should report them to Amazon customer service. Amazon investigates these complaints and will take action if warranted. Some additional tips to protect yourself: beware of fake lookalike websites. Check the URL and look for bad grammar. Make sure the website is secure. Look for the HTTPS in the URL, which means it is more secure. Also, if you get an email, make sure you look at the email address that sent you the email.
Live streaming 24/7. This is WRTV News at 7. Streaming now.
An independent bookstore on wheels will soon be open and bringing children's books to families in Indianapolis. Black World Schoolers Bookstore first opened as a virtual children's bookshop in December. It was founded by Natalie Pipkin, born and raised in Indianapolis, and her two sons, ages 9 and 12. The three avid readers decided to open a one-stop shop for all the books they were promoting on their homeschooling resource site. Most of the home educators part of the Pipkins virtual community were also families of color looking for books with main characters that looked like them. One day in late 2020, Pipkin donated a slew of books to local teenagers who, she says, lit up with excitement when they realized how many different genres of books were out there. Black World Schoolers wants to show families that there are published books with Black kids saving the world, Black children gardening, and more. Thanks to a grant from the JLH Fund, a program founded by Hoosier native and two-time Olympic gold medalist Lauren Holiday and her husband Drew, an NBA All-Star, Pipkin's vision to put a bookstore on wheels and provide Indy's children with all kinds of books is coming true. The recently purchased bus for the Black World Schoolers Bookstore on Wheels is soon to undergo some serious renovations. With the JLH grant money, Pipkin says they will be able to have new flooring put in, a new driver's seat and benches installed, and some repairs worked on. They plan to have the reconstruction work finished by spring 2022.
We did a lot of grassroots outreach. Our partner, Big Car Collaborative, they went door to door and spoke to individual neighbors. We worked with some community centers to gather input to make sure that what the community wanted to see was reflected on the mural piece that we designed this year. We also pulled our artist from the local community as well. So Samuel Peñalosa is our artist this year, and he is locally from this neighborhood.
This mural is my interpretation of Taulak, the Aztec god of rain and thunder. I was inspired by water. I spent a lot of time near the White River, riding my bike, just hanging out. So I live so close by in Hallville. It was all intuitive.
This neighborhood is a predominantly Latino neighborhood, and so we wanted to definitely reflect that neighborhood and embrace that neighborhood. Our artist is also Mexican-American, and the timing lines up with the start of Hispanic Heritage Month, and so this is our way, another way of celebrating Hispanic Heritage Month. So we will continue to move our way around town. We wanted to identify buildings that we own in order to be able to place the artwork on it, and so we'll be looking for another building next year likely, and it'll probably continue until at least